From famously being a football manager addict to appearing in Gillette adverts and having some, well, frankly, atrocious haircuts, Antoine Griezmann is notorious for his off-the-field fame and personality. However, he is also a seriously underrated baller and one of the best to ever do it. This is Antoine Griezmann before fame. Antoine Griezmann has a colourful family background. His father Alain's family moved from Munster, Germany during the 1800s, holding the ever so slightly more common surname of Griezmann with an S, before changing the S to Z when arriving in Masson, France. Antoine's mother is of Portuguese descent, with Antoine's maternal grandfather, Amaro Lopes, playing football professionally for Portuguese side Pacos de Ferreira. Amaro was a 5'9" centre-back, the same height as Antoine himself. Perhaps he was the 1950s Lisandro Martinez. Unfortunately, Amaro passed when Antoine was an infant, so though he might not have trained the young Griezmann, he certainly would have inspired him towards footballing fame. Antoine started his career at 14, playing for his hometown club Union du Football Massonnet. From there, he would have many trials with professional French teams. However, he was constantly rejected due to his slender frame and small size. But those clubs should not have doubted him. Perhaps channeling the underdog nature and tenacity of his grandfather as a fellow undersized player, Griezmann seriously impressed in a trial game for Montpellier against a PSG academy team. Speaking of seriously impressing, how about you seriously impress us by leaving a like on this video? Surprisingly though, despite wearing a Montpellier shirt and making a mockery of PSG, it was Real Sociedad scouts at the time who fell in love with Griezmann and offered him a 1-week trial, which he promptly accepted. Following his short Spanish holiday, he was offered an extra week on his trial by Sociedad. I wouldn't complain if my hotel would ask me if I fancy an extra week stay abroad. Finally, Real Sociedad offered Antoine a youth contract, and in 2005, Antoine Griezmann was a Real Sociedad player. Griezmann would rise through the Sociedad youth ranks, but in 2009, he would get his break. Antoine scored 5 goals in 4 matches during Sociedad's 2009-10 pre-season fixtures, and skipped the reserve team as a result, being selected in newly appointed manager Martin Lasarte's first team. Griezmann made his debut for Sociedad as a substitute in the Copa del Rey. However, he got his first start against Huesca in La Liga 2, aged 18. He scored a banger from outside the box on his debut in a 2-0 win. From then on, he'd start consistently for Sociedad in the 09-10 season, helping Sociedad win La Liga 2 and reach the famous heights of La Liga. It was just before the season finished in April 2010 that Griezmann signed his first professional contract, with a release clause of €30 million. Prior to signing the contract, Griezmann's performances were attracting considerable attention from French teams like Lyon and Saint-Etienne. I bet all those professional French teams were badly regretting rejecting him previously. It was in 2014 that someone finally moved for Griezmann, and that someone was Atletico Madrid. They activated his release clause, and it was in the Spanish capital where Griezmann would truly go on to achieve world-renowned fame. He was pivotal in France winning the 2018 World Cup. He won the Copa del Rey with Barcelona, won the Europa League with Atleti, and finished third in Ballon d'Or voting twice. Though his trophy cabinet may not be as stacked as some all-time greats, notably the only league he has won was the Spanish second division in his debut season, Griezmann's talent speaks for itself, and that's why he has reached the top of the global game and global fame. So that was Antoine Griezmann before fame. Make sure to comment which other players you'd like us to discuss. Maybe Paul Pogba or Bukayo Saka. Make sure to like and subscribe and check out the other videos on the Ballers Before channel.